Hello and welcome. Today is Easter Sunday and it's really blinking cold. So there's going to be no gardening today because it's raining, and let's have a look at what I've got growing around the place instead. My greenhouse has done that thing of going from being fairly empty to being really full all of a sudden. So I've got my hanging baskets of strawberries in here that are doing well. They have grown quite a bit since I've put them into these baskets. And then in the background on the shelf I've got my shallots, which desperately need to go outside, but it's just drizzling at the moment, so haven't been able to do that. There's some hebes in that container just behind the strawberries there. My asparagus, which I potted up from plants in the front garden, they are doing well. And I've got some small cabbages and cauliflowers here which need to go out as well. In my greenhouse bed here we've got beetroot, which has been overwintering and is beginning to swell at the bottom. And I've got interplanted lettuce in this bed as well, and then down the bottom is some purple cabbages. I'm not entirely sure this hasn't bolted. These look okay though. I think that's sort of a decentish size, and they are interplanted with the lettuce again, so that's looking good. We've had a few pickings of the lettuce, so that's working well. Just not entirely sure the cabbages are gonna produce much. Got my leeks in here, they are doing well. I've watered everything just before I filmed, so it might be looking a bit dry on top, but there is water underneath. Nothing else on these shelves yet. My radish in pots is growing slowly. Not much to show you really there. And then in this corner is some watercress, and that's looking good. That's looking very good. Although the pelargoniums over there are not looking so good. I don't think any of them survived the winter. Another look at the strawberry plants. These are looking good. A couple of brown leaves, but that does happen quite a bit. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with the strawberries. This parsley's been going for about a year, so I think it might be time to say goodbye to the parsley. I've got chives growing here. They're looking good. Got one celery growing here, and that's looking good. And my Swiss chard is doing well, as is the lavender. That should be ready to pot out soon if we ever have a day that's not blowing a gale or raining. These are second year strawberry runners that were in the hanging baskets last year, so they'll be going into 5 or 10 litre pots and going on the shelves. Then I've got some compost here ready for planted seedlings. I was sent some bulbs from tailors who I met at the press event last month, and they've sent me through a load of bulbs. So I've got some dahlias, some echinops, and there's a few other varieties of things in here as well. So we'll get those planted up soon. Thank you very much, tailors, for that. That is great. Let's go and look elsewhere. In my cold frame, we've got some spinach, mustard, lamb's lettuce, and dill, which is doing well. So this is the spinach, which is putting out some terrific size leaves. Marvellous. This is the lamb's lettuce, which is doing well. I just need to start harvesting it really. The mustard I think is coming to an end because these long stalks tend to indicate that it's bolting. But we've had some good pestos from this mustard. And then I got dill in the corner, which I love. I love dill. So everything in here is growing well. Round the front to my mini greenhouse now, where we've got a lot of onions on the top shelves. So these onions are looking good. And then I got some parsley, which really needs potting on. I've got a few bits of parsley here, so I need to find a pot for them. Then more onions along here. And more onions here. I multi-sow my onions. I find that they do better for me that way, and I can fit more in one space. Down here I've got my beetroot seedlings, my spinach seedlings, and some cabbages back there. And then down here is still a mess, which I haven't got around to tidying. I haven't got around to sorting out these Growlight dwarf beans, but I have to do that soon. And then my Cape gooseberries they are producing flowers, and they have got, I can't get through, can I? They have got the fruits forming, but they've been forming for a while. So they are doing well though, so that's good. Looking forward to having some of them. And in my homemade cold frame, I've got a load of weeds. These are meant to be pots of potatoes, but they are just growing weeds at the moment. I need to get in here and sort out the potatoes and unearth them so I can use the pots for this year's potatoes. So there's not much growing in there at the moment of much use to me. Just come indoors now, and I thought I'd show you the potatoes that I've got chitting. So there's some good chits on them. I was hoping to get them planted out, but it's just so cold and windy and wet that I'm holding off for a bit until I feel it's a bit warmer. And finally onto the grow unit. So my peppers look like they're doing really well. They've got some flowers on them. I'm not quite sure whether to take these off or not, to leave more energy going to the roots and a strong stem. But I can't keep taking fruits off them, can I? But they're all looking reasonably good. I'm very happy with how they're growing at the moment. There's a strong old stem on them, which is good. So those are my sweet peppers. Back here I've got chilies. Got one red chili there already, which is great. Those are the ones I took from the Click and Grow unit, and the others are Little Bomb, I think they're called, which I sowed myself, and this one is a long hot chili. That's what it was called. It was just called a hot chili. So they're looking good. And then down here, my aubergines, they've kind of sort of stopped doing anything really. I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure they are fine, but they have they're not getting any taller, which is great because they would outgrow the light if they did. But I'm not seeing that much. Although having said that, there is a flower forming there. So that's probably what it was doing then. It was trying to flower. There's one there as well. Okay, so it is doing something then. I'm not sure that's such a good thing though. It might be a while before I plant it into the greenhouse. My My tomatoes are coming to an end now. I've got a couple of red ones, but these seem to be taking for ages to red up. They've been green for a while. We are getting small strawberries on here. I think these are like the wild strawberries, so you do only get small fruits, but they are lovely. It's like a burst of strawberry, kind of like a strawberry sweet, but you know, a healthy fruit version. And then down here, the basil is doing really well. For some reason I seem to be having good success with basil this year, which is not normally the case, but we'll take what we can get. And then if I come back to the celery and celeriac, the celery has had poor germination. You can see there's only 3 plants there, so I will re-sow some of the celery, but the celeriac has done really well. Most of those have got 2 per cell, so I need to thin them out as well when I get a minute. And then this is ready for me to sow some more seeds into. Well, that's it from me for today. I hope you've enjoyed looking around at what I've got growing in my indoor spaces, as it were. I was hoping to get out and do some work and plant out a few of the plants, but the weather is just against me at the moment. So hopefully we'll get that done in the next one. All I can say about the plants today is lovely job, and take care everybody.